All right, guys, welcome to this first installment for a very long time of Science on Tap. We're back. It's our virtual format again. It's good to see you all here, albeit in a virtual format. That's sort of the best we can do, and will probably remain so for the foreseeable future. So what we lack in physical proximity, we make up for in speakers. So today we are very fortunate to have Viviana Siless and Paige Sparks from our Women in Science group. So yeah, take it away.
Thank you. So hi everybody, can you hear me? Yeah, right? Cool. Yeah, so the goal today is a little bit to update you a little bit about changes that happen in the Women in Science structure in case that you're interested in joining or just share thoughts with us. Also to tell you about what we have programmed for the fall. And lastly, to introduce you our election process that we have been thinking of how to select chairs in the group in a reasonable way. So with that, I'm just gonna start. Right, so the first thing is that we have a vision and a mission. So I'm gonna go through it, and I wanna emphasize that we revise this with the whole group every year or so. So it's not a fixed thing, but it's something that we keep on thinking about it, and we keep on target what we want to do. So today our vision is that we envision a proportional representation of identities and backgrounds throughout all roles. There's distribution of tasks based on skills with a work-life balance, equal payment, promotion effort, and recognition for equal roles. And we do that by generating a thoughtful conversation about disparities in STEM related to gender and gender identity, culture, race, sexual orientation, and background, while providing tools and a safe environment to achieve equity. We provide a supportive environment and a workspace atmosphere to combat biases. We build a strong network to support career advancement by creating discussion and providing resources. We increase the visibility of scientists from all backgrounds and motivate and empower younger generations. And we promote a culture of work-life balance. So all this is a lot, but we are a huge team working on this. The Women in Science, we are 15 people working on the Women in Science, plus we have a network of faculty advisory boards, plus all the time we get support from other people that are giving us advices and comments and helping us. So with that, obviously, I want to thank everybody on the group for doing this amazing work that we keep on building and putting so much effort every day to have a nicer environment for all of us. And if you want to revise anything of the mission and vision, we have a website that I'm going to go through it later, but you can go there and see everybody and also see our mission and vision and our program too. So with that, I'm coming back to the vision and a little bit to the mission too, because we are called the Women in Science, but you might have noticed that we try to tackle more than just women in STEM issues. We care deeply about any kind of inequalities, not only for women, but in gender inequalities in general and gender identities, cultural and race discrimination as well. And so with that, and with the difficult times that we have been having with the pandemic and what happened against the Black community with George Floyd and more, and also with the attempt of removal of protection policies to people from the LGBTQ+ community in healthcare. This also generated a lot of movement inside our group, trying to tackle these other problematics that we are constantly experiencing. And with that, it happened that different people in our committee start to work more deeply in different problematics. And from that, we decided to also formalize this by creating subcommittees. So we still have a full committee. We are all part of this committee, and we have meetings where we are all involved and we update each other on everything. However, we are also subdivided in different subcommittees that are tackling specific issues. And so one is the education subcommittee that I'm gonna talk a little bit about all of this in the next slide, but we have the education subcommittee, the LGBTQ+ subcommittee, the racial justice, allies, social media, and policy advocates. And the reason why this graph is a click is complete is because nothing of this is happening alone. Obviously, the education subcommittee is trying to educate about maybe LGBTQ+ discrimination. So everything, and the social media is going to try to advertise what all other groups are doing or what things are happening outside. So we are all connected, and we are still all connected, but we have these specific subcommittees. And so the racial justice tackles racial inequities within the center by creating awareness, thoughtful discussion, advocating for better promotion and hiring practices. The education subcommittee is dedicated to increasing access to educational opportunities for people from underrepresented backgrounds in STEM. And with that, I'm gonna make a parenthesis and a big shout out to the education subcommittee that last month they created a whole program for high schoolers coming from underrepresented backgrounds. And they have, with the support of the Martinos Center, of course, collaboration with Chili Price, more people, they were able to make a full month of events and little science project to these high schoolers. So amazing work. And then we have the social media that promotes the women's science actions and highlights amazing humans in STEM through social media platforms, Instagram and Twitter, and our website. The policy advocates share resources for implementing best practices, like, for example, hiring. The allies subcommittee promotes an inclusive group because obviously growth can only happen if we all work together. And the LGBTQ+ subcommittee advocates for LGBTQ+ equity, combats biases, and generates awareness within the Martinos Center and the broader MCH community. With that, we are also trying to talk with different groups that are already trying to tackle these problematics at the broader MCH. And with that, and emphasize to the website, we have everything on our website. So you will find information on all these subcommittees and how to get involved or just contact people working in these subcommittees or leading these subcommittees. And also we decided to we have weekly meetings for the committee members, but we decided to open up the first meeting of the month for everybody. So if you follow us on Teams or join us on Teams, you will find the Zoom link to join to our Wednesday meetings. You are free to come and just audit them. Obviously, if you are interested in having a more important role, you can communicate to us, to me, to Paige, or to anybody of a subcommittee if you are interested in specifically one of those. And so with that, I'm gonna just go through what our fall series looks like. So yesterday we have the talk of Jonathan Jackson, Black Lives Matter in Research 2. I hope you've seen it. It was really amazing. And if you haven't, it was recorded, and we will share that. It will be uploaded to the YouTube channel of the Martinos, and we will share that. And well, today we are having this Science on Tap introduction. On Monday, September 21st, we will have a panel together with our groups at Harvard about Latinx faculty and staff, disability affinity groups, women in science, which is that, and the women in tech at Harvard. So we are having a panel to share what each of these other groups at Harvard have been doing. So we will also share that link if you are interested in joining and seeing what can we do together or what other groups are doing on this kind of environment. We will also have a coffee hour for every members of the Martinos to share experiences of how COVID affected their life or is affecting, to have a space for sharing. Then we have Dr. Jessica Esquivel that she will talk about diversity in science and what it is, how hard it is to be a Latin Black person in science. And this is happening also together with Diversity Week, which it will be part of the Diversity Week that the Day Committee is also organizing at the MGH. So there will be, so stay tuned for that week because there's a series of events that are happening. We have a book club that we have been sharing the link for voting. We will share it one more time today, but the book will be defined on Monday. So if you still want to put your vote on which book to read and to discuss, do it before Monday. We will have a talk about mental health, mostly during this time, but how can PIs support their mentees. An event about gender diversity education that will be in collaboration with groups at MGH, the MGH Trans Health Program. And to finish the year, we'll have an open mic where we will be sharing also different experiences and to redefine a little bit, but we'll have an open mic, a social event to close the year. So with that, I'm just going to, before sending it to Paige, we have a Teams group. Please follow us or join us there. We share all the time resources. Leah recently shared a lot of resources about financial plan. So stay tuned there. On Twitter, we generally try to promote our events. And then on Instagram, we have this thing that about promoting different scientists, mostly from the Martinos Center or employees from the Martinos Center. So please, well, not please, but like, feel free to follow us if you're interested. So yeah, with that, I leave it to Paige, and also Paige, if you wanna add anything or clarify anything.
Great, thanks, Viv. So I wanted to chat a little bit. We're going to be planning to host elections for a chair in a co-chair capacity. So essentially, we're looking to have 2 co-chairs serve about 1-year terms. There are no term limits, so you can run as many times as you want. The current call will be for elections in December of this year / January of next year. We'll send out a Google form so that you can nominate folks. You can nominate yourself, you can nominate someone else. If you nominate someone else, we'll obviously talk to them before we decide that they are just going to be the chair of this group. You don't necessarily have to have had participation in any of our events previously, but it would be great if we had some idea of why you're passionate about the type of stuff that we do. There's some details on this slide, so I'll let folks look it over. Anyone is available to become the co-chair. We don't discriminate based on literally anything. And then we also plan to have elections again in June and July of 2021. So if you have questions, you can ask Viv or contact myself.